What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead and do a discussion about Shane. Love or hate the guy? What do you make of it? There's no middle ground with this character. Either you love the guy or you hate the guy. Now, I recently did my top 10 best characters list, and Shane was on that list. And people are saying, how could you have that character on there? Well, for a variety of reasons, I think the character was great for the show, and I wish he was still on the show in some aspects. But Shane Walsh was a main character of seasons 1 and 2. And he was a big part of Rick Grimes. And Rick Grimes is our main character, of course. But Shane Walsh, I think, brought a lot to the table and thought, man, I wish he was still around for the dynamic of Rick and Shane. And it just could be, a great part of the show if he came back for it. And maybe he dies, and maybe he died by Negan or whatever. We'll never know. But I'm going to build the case for Shane for myself, but I want to know your interests to know why you like the character or you don't like the character. Now, first and foremost, you see Shane with Rick in the hospital. Obviously, he's broken up by it. He's not a scumbag. He's not a psychopath. He's not like, ooh, Lori's mine now. He's trying to help his partner, his friend, his best friend. So there is good aspects in the character. You cannot deny that. Now, there is some crazy parts of the character, too, that people love to harp on and to say, oh, well, he did this, and Rick would never do this. But Shane and Rick have some similar attributes later on in the show. Rick was in the coma while Shane was leading the group. Shane always had a thing for Lori. Obviously, we know that. Shane and Lori get together, and, blame Shane, blame Lori. They're both to blame. And Shane is Shane, and Lori is Lori, but Lori put a big wedge between Rick and Shane, and it was a big part of the show. And this is unexcusable right here with the whole thing at the CDC where Shane is trying to talk to Lori and almost try to rape her or whatever, and I don't condone that at all, and that's one of the things I do not like about Shane. But you can see the clear divide and the wedge in between. I love this picture because it shows it perfectly. You got Shane, Lori directly in the middle, and then Rick. Now, some people will love Shane, some people hate Shane. There's nothing you can do about it, and that's fine. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to convince you to like the character or not like the character. I just like the discussion about it because I think he's one, if not the most highly debated character if you love the character or hate the character. Now, he clearly is taking care of Rick right here when Rick took Carl back to Herschel's farm. But Shane is Shane and Rick is Rick, and Shane does some things and he lies to the group and he tries to do things, but Shane was trying to survive. He was trying to take the group to a place to survive ultimately. But he did try to kill Rick a couple times and was kind of risky with them fighting, and neither character was going to back down to either one, and that was kind of great dynamic in the show. But I think Shane would be a great person to have on the show. Another thing is the Otis situation where they say Rick would never do that and whatever, and I don't think he would, but Shane and Otis were in a precarious situation here. They weren't going to make it. Not both of them weren't going to make it, so I kind of understand, but him killing Otis does make him look terrible and in a bad light. Now, the best thing I think they could have done with Shane is to have him leave. Now, in the comics, he dies, and in the show, he dies. But I think the best thing would have been to do for him and Andrea to leave, go find another group, make another group, do something, survive, and they come back around and meet them in season 3 or season 4 even to help Rick later on. And I think it would have been great because Lori would have been out of the picture and we wouldn't have to deal with that whole dynamic between the two. Shane could even be with Andrea. That'd be fine. It would have nothing to do with the comic. It would be different than the comic. But Shane had his idea of killing Rick and it didn't work out. And I love this scene right here. Very comic book-esque, very awesome, very powerful between the two. And I really wish they changed this from the comic to the show to have Shane survive and come back at a later date. But they didn't. We had Zombie Shane, and that was one of the best and biggest parts of season 2 was this whole dynamic. Carl shoots Zombie Shane, and the character is no more. In the comics, Carl shoots Shane in the neck before he's a zombie, and it's a little different twist. But like I said, I would love to have Shane still on the show. But you can see some similarities of Shane and Rick. The later part, Rick leading in Alexandria, Shane in season 2. They have very similar postures, very similar ideals, very similar aspects of Alexandria and the group and the farm and everything. It was just very cool dynamic between the two of Rick and Shane. Now, we did a video months ago about what if Shane never died, and I still think it's great. I think it would have been great to have it. It's the what if scenario that he did survive and whatever, but he didn't. They make it to the prison. And how badass would it be if you have Shane and Rick working together to kill the governor or something? I think this would have been awesome. You could see Shane at Terminus or even there, or he even dies in the battle with the governor or something there too. But all these different scenarios that Shane's photoshopped in the pictures, and it's great. It's a great dynamic of what if on there too. You tell me you wouldn't want to see Shane with Abraham and Daryl and them fighting in there and helping Carl and being badass and more situations like that too. And maybe he's with Andrea or a new group or something, and you bring new characters into the fray or something. He doesn't make it to Alexandria, or he comes later after Deanna's dead, or he does interview and find out the crazy dynamic between there, or him and Carl, and then he finds out about Judith surviving, and it just is so many different storylines that would have been great, you know. But the biggest thing would be for now, for All Out War and Negan. And it just would have been awesome to see Negan and Shane, that whole dynamic. Would Shane join the Saviors? Would Negan take Shane? Would Shane be picked? Would Shane be killed? It's just what ifs, right? You're telling me you wouldn't see that? You wouldn't want to see that dynamic of Shane versus Negan and those personalities? Come on, that would have been great for Season 7 and would have turned so many things around for Season 7 and that storyline. But we'll never know and we'll never see that. But I just want to know your discussion, guys. I want to know your opinions. This is a discussion video. There's no right or wrong answers. Just, you know, I guess be nice about it. You love or hate Shane? Post your comments below, guys. I just thought it was a good discussion topic, and there you go. I definitely want to hear your opinions on that. For those who don't know, my book is on sale right now on Amazon.com. We got the link in the description. Fight for Us, The Beginning, Brian Grenda. Awesome. I'm excited for it. Definitely check it out. I think it's a good book. There you go, guys. Check out the Walking Dead community page on Facebook if you like this channel, you like the group. Post your comments about Shane, love or hate here or in the group or all over. Hit that subscribe button if you like this channel and what we do here. We try to post videos every day, and we can't do it without you guys. Join our team, Team PT all the way. And as always, thank you for watching, guys.